Hi, Dylan. Thank you so much for reaching out about this problem. I am so sorry I did not get back with you sooner than this, so I thought I would make a quick video to show you how to solve this problem. So it gave us this trinomial. There's three terms, right? And it said to choose which one was a factor. So before we go much further, a factor is something that we write in this form. So we have these two pieces are called factors. And when we solve these, we end up getting solutions. Like in this case, it would be n equals, I was about to write x, like n equals something. These are the solutions, and these are called the factors. So because this has a little 2 here, there's going to be two factors. And there's two ways we can solve this. We can solve this by hand and looking at the factors that way, and then I'll show you also how to do it in the calculator. So we want to basically factor this. We want to make it look like this, something times something. So the way I like to do it is by using what I call a MA chart. So you're going to do the first times the last. So 2 times negative 42. That is negative 84. First times the last gives us negative 84. So we're going to look at two numbers that multiply, that's why there's an M, that multiply together to give us negative 84 and add to give us the middle term, negative 5. So that's kind of our goal. We're looking for two numbers that multiply to give us negative 84 and add to give us 5. So let's think of the factors of 84. What times what is 84? And we can make a whole list of them, right? There's quite a few. And you can use your calculator to help you do this, like 2 times 42. Those are two factors of 84, negative, or negative 42. But if you look at these groups of numbers, will they add to give you negative 5? No way, right? Like negative 2 plus 42, that would give you 40. That's not what we want. We want negative 5. 2 plus negative 42, that would give you negative 40. Nope, that's not what we want. So we're trying to find, again, two numbers that multiply together to give us negative 84. How about, and you could just keep trying numbers, excuse me, negative 12 and 7. Negative 12 times 7 gives you negative 84, and negative 12 plus 7 gives you negative 5. So we found them. We found the two numbers. So we're going to replace the middle term, those two numbers. Instead of negative 5n, we're going to have negative 12n plus 7n. So see, we didn't really change the value because negative 12 plus 7 is still negative 5. We just rearranged it a bit. We just changed the way it looks. Now we're going to factor by grouping. Let me get another color. So we're going to look at the first two, and we're going to look at the second two. So when you look at these first two terms, what do they share? What do they have in common that we can take out? They share a factor of 2, and they also share an n. So I can take out a 2n. And when I say take out, you're basically dividing each of these terms by that GCF, that greatest common factor. So if we look at the first term, what are we going to have left over on the inside? Well, the 2's will go away, and we'll just have one n, right? And you can always double check yourself. If we were to redistribute this, it would be 2n times n gives you 2n squared. So let's do the second term. 12 divided by 2, that's 6. And n divided by n, those go away. So if we double check, 2 times negative 6 is negative 12n. So we're basically like doing reverse distribution. That's basically what factoring is. So let's look at the second pair here. What do they share? What factor do they have in common? And we can divide a 7 out of both of these. So we'll take the 7 on the outside. We can't take an n out this time because 42 doesn't have an n, so they don't share it. Remember, GCF stands for what they have in common. So the 7s will go away and you have an n. And negative 42 divided by 7 is negative 6. And we know we did it right because these match. So we'll write our final answer, 2n plus 7 times n minus 6. You just write these in one spot. And this is our factored form. These are the factors. 2n plus 7 is one factor, and n minus 6 is another factor. So be really careful when you're looking at those answer choices in that multiple choice question. N minus 6 is your answer. So if we were to continue solving this though, like if we set this equal to 0 and we wanted to get the solutions, we would take each of these and set them equal to 0 and solve for n. So we want to get n by itself. We'll subtract 7 from both sides and divide by 2. And you get n equals negative 7/2. Over here, we would just add 6 to both sides and you get n equals 6. So these are the solutions. See how you can kind of work backwards from the solution to the factor? Let's just do an example over here. And if I said, a solution is x equals 4, can you tell me the factor? The factor is x minus 4. We're kind of working backwards because if we were to solve this, we would set it equal to 0. And you'd get x equals 4, right? So if you are given a solution, you can always work towards the factor. So let me show you in the calculator how you can also find the factors. All you have to do is plug in the equation into Desmos. Now I used an x instead of an n because the Desmos calculator does run on an x-axis and a y-axis instead of like an n-axis. So just make sure that it doesn't really matter, it's just a variable, right? So if they give you n or t or p, just plug in x in the calculator. And when I did that, it gave me this. And if you recall, the solutions are where the graph crosses the x-axis. So if we click on these points, you can see the solutions are exactly what we found. Negative 3.5 and 6. Remember, we found negative 7/2. So check this out. Negative 7 divided by 2. Sure enough, it's negative 3.5. So if you plug this into the calculator, it will give you the solutions. And then we can work backwards to the factors. You can see positive 6 is a solution, so x minus 6 is a factor, which is what we found here as the answer. So I hope that this video helped. Again, I'm sorry that this is a later reply than usual. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to me and I'm happy to help and give you a call as well. Thank you so much. Bye.